Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another player prop video. This one we're talking about the NFL preseason for Thursday, August 8th, and we have two games today, four picks for you guys to consider in the video, so stay tuned to hear all four of the picks. If you guys do want more picks, we have 5+ cappers in the private Discord, including myself giving out picks. You can see some nice hits here in the Discord recently. We got cappers making picks on baseball, soccer, tennis, with some big hits recently. Golf, we've been crushing it as well. So definitely get over here, check it out. Another hit over here from Volo, one of our cappers. Get in the private Discord now. We've been locking in for MLB, all sports. Excited for NFL to go back as well. Going to be going hard with NFL all season, so lock in now for Prizepicks, underdog picks over here in the private Discord. So we'll see you over there in the Discord. You saw all the big wins from our cappers in all sports. And we got more picks for this game, plus all the other sports going on. So get over there. Let's get into these picks now. So for this first game that we're going to look at here, we're going to come down to Detroit and the Giants. We're going to go to a player stack here. QB, wide receiver. We're going to go Hooker over on his passing yards at 111. And then we're going to go to Isaiah Williams here over at 19.5 rush plus receiving, which we'll get into in a minute, but definitely liking that one as well. Hooker, we're not expected to see Bryce Young in this game. Andy Dalton already ruled out, so it's Hendon Hooker and then Nate Sudfeld as well, who are going to be in there. They should be splitting half and half the game here, but New York Giants, terrible secondary, which is why we're liking this one. And we did see their backup secondary as well last year, equally as bad, so something you can target. We've been hearing in their training camp that both teams have actually been having pretty good training camps here against each other as far as the offensive side of the ball. So I think we do expect kind of a higher scoring game in this one than maybe even the total suggests on sportsbooks here. But we do have this one here, liking it at 111, plus targeting this with Isaiah Williams. So Hendon Hooker, a guy who apparently has been playing through a little finger injury in training camp, but they do have high expectations for Hooker. He was a draft pick last year who I believe was second or third round last year, but in college put up huge numbers at Tennessee. So he was a third round pick, early third round pick, 68. He was expected to be one of the top picks, but had some injuries in college. But we can see what he did. Just one game under 200 passing yards here in college. The next lowest one was in an absolute blowout against Ball State, 221, but multiple games over 300 yards, so can throw for a ton of yards, has a big arm. I think against his poor secondary, should be able to eat them apart. And I've always been high on Hooker, so if we expect him to play half a game here to get to 112 passing yards, should be very doable for him against this defense in a game that I think could be potentially high scoring with two defenses that have been struggling in training camp, is at least the word from so far in their scrimmages in training camp. So liking this one and liking to pair him with Isaiah Williams, who is an undrafted free agent who has been catching some buzz in their training camp. A smaller receiver who is really quick and fast, may be a candidate for some punt returns, kick returns as well. That kind of speed player here. Just needs 19.5 combined rushing plus receiving, which is important that on Underdog they have rushing plus receiving, because I think he could be in line to get some carries in this game as well. If we look at some news stories on him, people talking about maybe a steal, talking about him battling for a roster spot and a breakout candidate here for the 2024 NFL season. So I do think they are going to make some plays for him and see what he can do in this game, and I think he should be playing a good amount. We can also look what he did in college if we come his stats in college. So it looks like he even played a little bit of running back in college, because in the 2020 season, 63 carries and no catches. So pretty apparent he was a running back, at least to start. But his last season, 82 catches, over 1,000 yards, and the season before that, 82 catches as well. So very involved in Illinois passing game. Former running back, it seems like here, 63 carries. Still as a receiver, got 12 carries. Basically a carry per game. They try to get the ball in his hands. I think that they could be doing the same thing here. So like stacking this one at a low line of 19.5 with Hooker. For the next picks, we're going to the next game here, which is Carolina at New England. They both start at the same time, actually. And the pick we're going to go to here is going to be Jaheim Bell for our first one, over on his rush plus receiving yards, a tight end that they took in the 7th round. Really athletic guy from Florida State who had a ton of hype in college, but really didn't do much at Florida State. Came from South Carolina, always talked about as being so much potential in college, but really didn't have the best seasons in college. And I think that he's going to get a ton of opportunities here in this first game. He's 6'3", 239 pounds, super athletic, big, fast player. They did use a draft pick on him, so I do think they're going to get a good amount of chances here. And a guy that always seemed like a breakout candidate. If we look at the Patriots depth chart as well, Hunter Henry, Austin Hooper, two very veteran tight ends. And I don't think they're going to see the field much. Honestly, I think probably one of them is not going to play, and one could maybe see the reps with the first team. And that's going to leave him with Bell and then Wilcox here. And I think that Jaheim Bell is going to get a ton of opportunities to play in this game and make plays. So I'm actually really liking what he could possibly do in this game. And the line on him is pretty low here at 17.5. Basically just needs one medium-sized catch or two, intermediate catches here. And I think he's going to be pretty involved and play a ton for the Patriots in this one. Patriots are a team that loves to run the ball and go to their tight ends. Haven't had big play receivers in the last few years, and they use their tight ends a lot. So thinking that he could be very involved in this game and liking him at this low line of just 17.5. And for the next one, we're going to go to an under on a running back here to Mike Boone. We're going to take him under at 32.5 rush plus receiving yards. There's been no indication that Boone is going to see a lot of touches in this one. The highest rushing total out of anyone is Mike Boone here, apparently. I do think that Blackshear on the Panthers, who's been on there for a while, is going to see more work from him. Boone is kind of an older running back. If we look at him, he is 29 years old now. And really, if he's going to make the roster, it's going to be, special teams play and possibly like some maybe third down back type of role. So I don't think that they're going to give him a ton of carries in this game, and I just don't think he's going to be a lock at all to play a good amount of snaps in this game. The thing about the Carolina Panthers, though, is that Jonathan Brooks did just get injured here and is not going to play. So they got Miles Sanders and Chuba Hubbard and Blackshear, obviously, who we just talked about. And I do think that possibly Miles Sanders will play in this game, because they're short a running back. Maybe he wasn't going to play, now will. And also, I don't think that he is a lock to make the team, with Chuba Hubbard being their starting running back. So he might have to get in there, play, and actually prove that he should be on the team. So just don't see a reason why Mike Boone's line here is so high. So going to go to the under on him here. So if you guys want more picks in all sports, we have 5+ cappers, including myself, giving out more picks here. You can see some huge wins in all sports from our cappers over here. We've been absolutely crushing the offseason, MLB, PGA, even soccer, tennis, and Olympics. So get over here. We're locking in now for football season as well. Get in here. It'll be linked down below and the pinned comment to come check out the private Discord for a ton more picks. So we'll see you guys over there. Subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you in the Discord.